Commissioner Fairchild.
Present.
Commissioner Clark.
Present.
Commissioner Overly Smith.
Present.
Commissioner Martin. Commissioner Walsh.
Mr. Walsh texted me that he's on his way, so hopefully he will
So
appear
we have enough,
momentarily.
we have enough for a quorum. And so for the chairman's announcements, this meeting will be live streamed for those who wish to attend virtually. A recording of the meeting will also be available afterward for anyone who cannot join in real time. Do we have anyone who wants to make a public comment at this time? Don't all rush the stage, okay? All right, then we'll move on to line item number 3, the consent agenda. And the first thing that we have is approval of the minutes of March 18th, 2026 of the Stormwater Authority. Can I have a motion to approve or Motion to approve.
I second.
second? Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay. All right, minutes are approved. All right, the next item is a consideration and the approval of the bills in the amount of $22,306.58. Good.
Motion we approve.
Do we have a
Second.
second?
Yep.
Any discussion on the bills? No discussion?
I do have a question.
Okay.
We have time and Josh is here. It's showing a bill for legal services for Geneva. I didn't know what that would be.
There was a property owner of the Geneva condominiums.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, now I remember
who
that.
He was disputing the imposition of the stormwater fee on the condominiums at Geneva Place. So I had communication back and forth with him about that.
Okay, all right, thank you. And then they seemed happy enough to go another direction or something, I understand.
Well, I explained our interpretation of the ordinance and told him what his appeal rights were, and he hasn't filed an appeal, so
Okay. All right,
that's where it
thank you.
stands.
Okay, thank you. So we have first and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Bills approved. The next item is the approval of the staff reports. Whoa. We had a township manager report, solicitor's report, and an engineer's report.
I would move to approve the reports.
Second.
Any more discussion on them? None. Call for approval of the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Approve the staff reports. Now we have new business. Let's see, do we have any new business? And we have, I'll move down to the old business then, and the first thing we have on there is the Lancelot Avenue Culvert Replacement Project bid review.
Yeah, so I can start with that. So this is a project that you authorized us to bid out during the last meeting. So just to reiterate, the Lancelot Avenue Stormwater Culvert Project calls for replacing of an 80-inch by 52-inch corrugated metal pipe that's collapsing, and installing an 87-inch by 63-inch aluminized corrugated metal pipe with new concrete head walls as a replacement. That project was estimated to cost $205,750. And we just did the bid award, and you can see the bids up on the screen now. So as reported to the Stormwater Improvement Committee on the 14th, I am requesting authorization to present a bid tabulation and potential contract to the low bid in the amount of $169,350,000. We're moving to award the contract to Reamstown Excavating Incorporated, hereby authorizing the appropriate township representative to administer the contract. Funding for this project will come from the Stormwater Reserve Fund 05.
Okay, thank you. A motion to award the contract for Lancelot Avenue Culvert Project to Reamstown Excavating in the amount of $169,350.
Yeah, do we have a timeline on that, when the work is to start and when the expected completion date is?
Yeah, we figure at least a month and a half before construction will start. We leave 15 days to settle contracts. And there's usually another at least 2-week process in there to approve submittals. I do believe the contractor intends to do cast in place concrete end walls. So the only materials that they'll have to wait for are the piping materials themselves. We'll have a pre-construction meeting a little bit closer to the time that we anticipate them actually mobilizing to do the work. And I do believe we gave them 90 days for the contract on this one. So we're towards the end of May, beginning of June. Hopefully we can start construction and say by August, I would certainly think they'll be complete. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
We had a first and a second motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, the next item of old business is project number 5, stormwater improvements of the 2026 roadway improvement project bid review and award.
Yeah, so we just wanted to reiterate this for the Stormwater Authority meeting, that during the Board of Commissioner meeting, they will be awarding that contract, with which the Stormwater Authority recommended that we bid that stormwater section of the overall roadway improvement project out during the last meeting. So we just wanted to show that stormwater portion of the project that is coming through, that's going to be approved, like I said, during the Board of Commissioner meeting.
Okay, the commissioners will make a motion on that. Okay.
Could you state the amount again? I remember at 900 and some thousand.
Yeah, the project number 5 was estimated at $947,467.50. Pensy Supply Incorporated submitted a low bid for project 5 in the amount of $934,983.38. And to reiterate what Garrett had mentioned, we're basically looking just for a recommendation to the board for approval.
Thank you.
Okay. So ours is a recommendation to the board. Okay.
In our packet, we have 2026 roadway improvements with an estimated construction value of 1.3 million. Is Project 5 a sub-project within that?
I'm not,
I'm not sure which.
I'm not sure where you're seeing 1.3 million. I'm sorry.
Or of the packet for tonight's meeting?
Is that for the next meeting?
No, it's for this one.
Oh, okay.
Page 4 of that, did you see it?
Mhm.
There's a section that's titled 2026 roadway improvements.
Okay.
So, I mean, the Stormwater Authority is recommending that the board will approve the whole 2026 roadway improvement contract. So I don't have a document.
We can talk before it goes before the commissioners then.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, the next item on our agenda is 6. Do the authority members have any questions? Any questions?
Just that we're still reviewing the fee structure going forward. I know Garrett did like a pie chart, recapping, administrative engineering and project costs over the past several years. And it shows a definite uptrend and a need to get some money somewhere to further fund our future projects.
Right, yeah. So the board, during our last meeting, we mentioned project expenses a little bit, but they wanted me to do a little bit more of a specific outlook on each year, just to give some more clarity to the public. And so I provided that here going from 2021 to 2026. You can see how each year's costs are broken out by project costs, engineering costs, and administrative costs. So the project costs are specific to the projects that we have completed using, the funds in the 04 and 05 funds over these specific years. And administrative costs includes a number of different things, upkeep of normal infrastructure that we have. We do spend a little bit for our in-house staff to do that kind of work, as well as any kind of events we attend, educational outreach opportunities, everything like that all goes under administrative, and basically doing all the work to get these projects moving and running accordingly. And then the engineering costs as well, you can see there in the orange, that pays our engineering company CS Davidson to do the work on those stormwater projects. So you can see going up to about 2023, you start to see an upward trend of the stormwater expenses. We actually, we redid our PRP plan in 2023. So that's the pollutant reduction plan to accommodate some additional projects that we needed to do to complete that plan out. So that is what we did mostly in 2023. Moving into 2024, we did the Meadowview pipelining project that ended up being pretty expensive. Moving into 2025, we did the work in Webercroft as well as the Whitebriar Basin. So those were major expenses. You can see how much more of that cost is coming into those projects versus the administrative and engineering costs, which have stayed roughly the same over those years. And then you can see the projected costs in 2026, how it has jumped significantly with the amount of work that we need to do to fix infrastructure that is failing, as well as doing improvements tying into the roadway improvements we're completing. So now part of that, we do have the same engineering costs and administrative costs as well, but with the bids that we received, that cost may come down a little bit versus what we anticipated, which is good to hear. So that will be some savings, but again, the project costs have increased dramatically. And now moving down at the bottom of that document, I just wanted to give an example to the board to show you how that fee might apply to different sized properties. So on the left there, I took the largest property in the township that is representing 470 ERUs. So the current fee with that many ERUs that they're paying now is $7,755 per quarter, or $31,000 per year roughly. And you can see if you increase at different increments, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, the fee will increase accordingly. And then on the right side, you can see an average single family home, which is 1 ERU. And you can see their current fee for the average homeowner in the township is $16.50 per quarter, or $66 per year. And so you can see again, as you increase that fee, that'll be the resulting payment that they would have per quarter or per year.
I believe that 2027, the major project for 2027 would be in the Miller's Crest area, or it's part of the Cedar Run Basin.
Correct.
That will also be a pretty substantial project.
Yeah, we have a number of projects that we have planned to complete. There is a few culvert replacements that we have been waiting on for a number of years that we just didn't really have the funding to fit into the work we want to complete. So those are also on the list. But in addition is the Cedar Run watershed improvements that we plan to continue the engineering design on at the end of this year, and then going into the next year, planning on actually doing those improvements moving forward.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other comments that we have? Anything else from the public? Yeah, all right. Motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Oh, okay. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you.